Greetings, everyone. Hope all of you are having a good day. I am not having a particularly good day, and I just want to say that up front. Bioware has announced that they're laying off 50 people. This is a big deal. 50 may sound like a small number considering the types of layoffs you're probably used to seeing in corporate America. It's a massive number in this situation, and I think it says a lot about the state of BioWare and what we can expect from Dreadwolf. Before we dive into this information, I want to make it clear because I know I probably have a lot. In fact, it's not probably. I have a lot more subscribers since the last time I talked about anything BioWare related. I'm not somebody who gets off on harping on the downfall of Bioware, the issues that they're going through. I'm actually a huge fan of the company. In fact, I probably argue that Bioware has been historically the only video game company that I'm loyal to. That I basically say, hey, anything with the name Bioware on it, I'm automatically just gonna pick it up and expect to have a great time. Love the Dragon Age series, love the Mass Effect series, love Jade Empire, love Knights of the Old Republic. Just for a long time, I've been able to depend upon BioWare to give me the kind of content that I want from video games. And it's only been more recently where they've really started letting their fandom down. And I think these recent layoffs show that EA really doesn't plan anything good for the studio. So let's get into it. An update on the state of BioWare. This is Bioware statement that they've released regarding the layoffs. So let's walk through it. Today, rather than discuss one of our upcoming projects, I'd like to share an update about the studio itself and outline our vision for BioWare's future. So before we read the rest of this, you might be wondering, who's I? Well, scrolling down, it is Gary McKay, who is the general manager for BioWare. In my opinion, it's trash that his name is the one who's on this, considering the fact that this is happening because of EA. EA announced back in March that they wanted to lay off about 6% of their workforce. And the general consensus seems to be that these layoffs that BioWare has done is in accordance with that demand. Mind you, EA experiencing record profits right now. Record profits. So this is not a studio that is struggling in any way, shape, form, or fashion. There is no financial justification for the way BioWare is being torn apart right now. But despite that being so, let's go ahead and continue with the statement. In order to meet the needs of our upcoming projects, continue to hold ourselves to the highest standard of quality, and ensure BioWare can continue to thrive in an industry that's rapidly evolving, we must shift towards a more agile, more focused studio. Fuck, I hate this kind of dialogue. Like, I work in corporate America. I've been on the end of the layoffs where this is how they communicate it to the front line. It is so painful. It is so painful to be a part of situations like this, man. It will allow our developers to iterate quickly, unlock more creativity, and form a clear vision of what we're building before development ramps up. To achieve this, we find ourselves in a position where change is not only necessary, but unavoidable. This is not unavoidable. This is not unavoidable. EA absolutely has the resources to easily hang on to these people. The salaries of these people are a drop in the bucket compared to the profits EA is reaping. And you'll see in a moment why I find this all so egregious. As difficult as this is to say, rethinking our approach to development inevitably means reorganizing our team to match the studio's changing needs. As part of this transition, we are eliminating approximately 50 roles at BioWare. Again, BioWare is only a team of like 250. This is a massive amount of the studio. That is deeply painful and humbling to write. We are doing everything we can to ensure the process is handled with empathy, respect, and clear communication. With that last point in mind, I want to take a moment to explain how we got here, what we're doing to support our colleagues, and what this means for BioWare's current and future games. What's happening now? After much consideration and careful planning, we have built a long-term vision that will preserve the health of the studio and better enable us to do what we do best: bullshit. Create exceptional story-driven single-player experiences filled with vast worlds and rich characters. This vision balances the current needs of the studio, namely ensuring Dragon Age Dreadwolf is an outstanding game with its future, including the success of the next Mass Effect. Nobody believes this. Like, I don't... Who thought this statement would be a good idea? Who said to themselves, hey, I know how we'll convince them that everything's okay despite us laying off these 50 people. We'll tell them that, hey, this is all in the name of making Dreadwolf a better game. Get the fuck out of here. Nobody's buying this nonsense. We've chosen to act now in part to provide our impacted colleagues with as many internal opportunities as possible. These changes coincide with a significant number of roles that are currently open across EA's other studios. Impacted employees will be provided with professional resources and assistance as they apply for these positions. Whatever. While it's unlikely that everyone or even most people find these roles, moving on. If you're wondering how all of this will impact development of Dragon Age Dreadwolf, let me be clear that our dedication to the game has never wavered. Our commitment remains steadfast, and we're all working to make this game worthy of the next Dragon Age name. We are confident that we'll have the time needed to ensure Dragon Age reaches its full potential. That is bullshit. Nobody who is actually a fan of Dragon Age since day one and understands the people that were involved in actually making Dragon Age successful would believe that you can fire Mary fucking Kirby. I'm sorry, let me not say fire, lay off. That you can lay off Mary Kirby and yet still you are committed to Dragon Age. There's just no way. And that's exactly what has occurred. You can see on the Twitter here. So, hey, if anyone's looking for a writer, narrative designer with kind of an absurd amount of experience, I'm available. Some of you may not realize who Mary Kirby is. And I could tell you, but why would I do that? When David Gaider is on Twitter, David Gaider is pretty much considered to be the writer foremost responsible for the success of Dragon Age. And he says here, Bioware laid off Varric's creator, Varric Tethris, top 5 best characters in the Dragon Age universe, and he's not number 5. He is Mary Kirby's creator. And even before she created Varric, she was a writer on Dragon Age Origins. So this is not one of them situations where, you know, people say, oh, the new Bioware, they don't know how to make games. We don't know whether or not we can trust them. No. Mary Kirby is one of those people you can unquestionably trust. You knew she was going to present a quality product from a writing standpoint. Bioware laid off Varric's creator, mistress of the Qunari, writer of the chant, who was there since Dragon Age's inception. How incredibly sad. I'll echo others saying that any studio in need of narrative expertise should snap her up immediately. Mary's amazing, full stop. Mary has been with Bioware for 20 plus years. Like she's a long time veteran of the industry. And there are multiple other people like that in this crowd of 50 who have been let go. It's strictly a money move. It's strictly, hey, how much of this salary can we hack off to make our record profits? EA is experiencing record profits right now. How can we make these record profits look even better? Like, I'm pretty damn close to being like, yo, fuck EA. Anything they come out with, I'm not buying. Just off general principle, man. This is disgusting. And David Gaider also goes on to say, absolutely gutted at the news of even more layoffs from Bioware, not just headcount reduction, but laying off some of their most senior and likely most expensive staff. People who deserve more loyalty than this. My heart goes out to those affected. This is trash. This is trash. You have taken people who have been with Bioware for 20, 15 years, who were part of that heyday, who were part of Bioware when Bioware was producing incredible games, and treated them with complete disrespect for no reason when you did not have to do it. This is so trash. So trash. And the fandom knows it. This statement is not fooling anybody. You're not pulling the wool over anybody's eyes. As sad as it is, as much as I want to have another Dragon Age game at this point, I don't know how sad I would be if Dragon Age Dreadwolf was canceled. If it's bad because of management meddling and it's released, Dragon Age's legacy would be tarnished. I'm not interested in Dreadwolf. Maybe there's a small possibility that they made sure all the writing was done already and they no longer had need of Kirby's services, and so they kicked it to the curb as soon as they knew they didn't need anything else for it. Maybe all the writing has already been done. We've already seen gameplay footage. We've already seen the route that they're trying to go. We already know this shit is finna be trash. We already know. The only thing that was keeping me hanging on was the continuation of the stories, of the writing, of the world building. And I'm sorry, even if, again, all the work for Dreadwolf has already been done, even if all they're working on now is gameplay bugs and things that Kirby wouldn't necessarily be involved in my mind, laying off Kirby is a clear sign that Dragon Age ends with Dreadwolf, that EA has no intention of continuing with this series. And I don't care how good the game is. I don't care how good the ending is. There's no way that I'm going to play that game and be like, yep, I'm ready for Dragon Age to end. This should have been it. Like, no, there's a good 4, 5, 6 more games in that world, in that universe. So just the reality that, hey, this is a single player only experience. We don't have a way to dump a bunch of microtransactions into it and milk the fan base over and over again for years to come. So we're going to figure out a way to fuck this over so that we can put our resources into the other nonsense that we prefer. Man, I am hot. That's all I had to say. I felt like I need, you know what? No, I do want to say one other thing. I put a thread on Twitter page. I retweeted a Madison Cote. I apologize if I got your last name wrong, but she put up a thread with all of the people who have been laid off from Bioware. So if you're a developer, if you're looking to hire people, I would definitely, or even, even if you're just a fan, I highly recommend you get on here, you retweet it, you like it, help push it, get the word out. So hopefully some of these people are able to get a job. Again, 20 years. Don's been with 20 years of experience. Like, these are like long time devs. Mary Kirby, like crazy. Jay had left previously. He wasn't part of the layoffs, but come on now, we all know why he left. Huge part of Mass Effect 3 and of Knights of the Old Republic, both of which have very strong writing. Like, it's just insane, the devs that they have just kicked to the curb. I'm incredibly hurt. So she said she's still working on getting more of the people on this list. Of course, some people are still processing the news, but hopefully everybody who has been impacted, who needs a job, that she's able to connect with them and get them in this thread so we can help push it, get the word out, and get them employment as quickly as possible. And yeah, that's it, man. I don't want to say the same thing over and over again, but it's just got to be said one more time. This is fucking trash. This is absolutely trash. Mary deserved better. Dragon Age deserves better. I'm disgusted by the entire thing, and it just hurts. It just really, really hurts. And that's the video. Take care.